gentlemen, welcome to Dilboy Stadium for the home opener of the boys Somerville High School lacrosse team. The starting lineup for the Medford Highlanders, wearing number 0, Jeremy Morris. Number 1, Carter Sharon. Number 3, Cooper Sue. Number 5, James Camuso. Number 10, in net, Josh Pinto. Number 11, Milo Liu. Number 12, Nathan Tremlett. Number 15, Joe Russo. Number 16, James Montello. And number 23, Vincent Castro.
And we are underway as the Highlanders taking on the Mustangs of Medford. As Medford, the reigning GBL champs, the Highlanders have never defeated the Mustangs in the existence of the boys lacrosse program, as Medford, the perennial power in the GBL. As today we've got that matchup here for you on Somerville Ed TV from Dilboy Stadium. Medford starting off with possession as moving around the outside with the ball right now. Very dangerous player, Nathan Tremlett. Keep an eye on him, number 12. Medford swept the Highlanders last year. He scored 5 goals in their second matchup. As Tremlett, back at the X position behind the goal, comes out, fires that one. And that across the goal mouth. Medford will maintain possession. As closest to it was Lucas Dias-Goulden. Remember, on any shot that goes out of bounds, the team with a team member closest to the ball where it went out, as Tremlett will get the restart here, gets possession for 12-minute quarters here in boys lacrosse. That ball picked up on the run by Damian Jackson, and not quite able to address that ground ball as it got into the neutral area, out of bounds. Last touch by the Highlanders. Any ball that goes out of bounds on an errant pass or errant ground ball, last team to touch it is the one who gives up the possession. Here, Cooper Sue, captain midfielder. Great defense there by the Highlanders as Matt D'Angelo is trying to pick up that ground ball. That's one of his best qualities as a lacrosse player, his ability to handle the ground ball. His pass across the field to Colin Rosas goes awry there. So the Highlanders got their first opportunity into the playoffs last season in their existence as they were defeated in the first round. But this team went 5-6, or won 5 of their final 6 games in order to charge into the playoffs. And so these two teams have not faced off since last April, middle of last April, and that was well before that really development of the team. We've seen Pasquale Candelino really develop as an offensive talent down near the crease area. Matt DeAngelis as well, bringing that offensive skill that he has on the ice over here to the field as well. You see right there some defense on Tremlett as the Highlanders settling into a man-to-man defense. DeAngelis has Tremlett. Tremlett, the best player offensively for Medford, as Tremlett around, whips that one towards the goal. As the double team arrived, he fired through it and got it past Highlander goalie Zach Gordon for the goal. You see how dangerous Tremlett can be there with that attack as he came right down the near side here on the left side alley from the goal and fired that one past Zach Gordon. Now the Mustangs lead this one 1-0 after a goal. We have the draw at midfield. Highlanders losing their great draw man from last year, Logan Gauthier, who had really developed into a great draw man, as Chris Casesso checks in for the Highlanders here near side. Big fight for the draw taken away by the Highlanders. Excellent job by Antonio Luis.
Medford goal, number 12, Nathan Tremlett.
As Antonio loses that one out of bounds, though. Medford able to check it out of his cross, so the turnover goes to the Mustangs as Montello now moving into the attacking zone. That right down near the goal. Russo was wide open down near the goal mouth as Tim Jones out there uses that long cross of his to be the closest as it went out of bounds, so the Highlanders will get the possession here. Tim Jones will bring it up as they get it towards the midfield area, but the attempted pass to Casesso goes awry, picked up by James Camuso, and now Camuso right through that neutral zone gets it knocked out by DeAngelis. Casesso able to catch it on the fly after it came out of the cross of Camuso, and now Chris Casesso into the attacking zone. So he brings it here near side, drops it to Seamus Foley. Foley, a very powerful shot for the Highlanders, probably the most powerful shot that they have offensively. Loves to take the outside shot. You'll see the Highlanders setting up on the outside now around this defense of the Mustangs as they're looking for cutters, they're looking for screens, they're looking for give and goes. Those sorts of offensive concepts are what you're going to see. As back in behind is Pasquale Candelino from that X position, as he cuts back, being defended tightly there, and he's going to get whistled for the warding foul as he was warding off with his elbow there. The defender coming at him. So the turnover goes to the Mustangs as Montello was able to draw that foul, and their goalie will bring it out. Josh Pinto as he sends it out. Now they're into the attacking zone. As right there's Nathan Tremlett, number 12, over to the far side. He's defended out there by Tim Jones. They bring it back to the top of the attacking zone. That's Cooper Sue. Sue, kind of the setup man. Tremlett, the finishing guy. And Sue has it near side. DeAngelis on him. You see the Highlanders in the man-to-man. You see Rousseau back there near the goal. He's a crease man. He's trying to use that body to get in there. As Tremlett has it at the top of the attacking zone. Tremlett now looking to cut in. He'll fire that one in. And it is it in? It does get into the net. As it got down near the feet of Zach Gordon, Tremlett picks up his second goal of the game. Medford leads this one 2-0. As Tremlett able to get past the defense of Colin Rosas on that one. As well as Zach Gordon, the goalkeeper. He got that shot down near Gordon's knees. So the Highlanders trailing here 2-0 early, 6.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Draw being taken here as Lewis battling for it. Highlanders coming in, trying to take it away. There's Josue Alvarado, but coming away with it is Lewis. As Lewis into the attacking zone drops it off to Foley. Now Foley here near side.
Medford goal, number 12, Nathan Tremlett.
Defended by Montello on this near side. Watch out for him as the ball down on the ground. Ground ball picked up there by Castro as he loses it out of his cross at midfield. Checked away. Who's going to pick up that ground ball? Looks like Tremlett was able to come away with it. As you can see, ground balls, addressing the ground balls, so incredibly important. Tremlett got that to Lou. Great job there in the goal as Gordon able to block that one away. Tremlett to Lou. Good combination for the Mustangs. Lou had 2 goals against the Highlanders here at Dilboy last season. Highlanders did a great job turning that attack away. Now Rousseau defending up against Tim Jones. Jones looking for the cutter, DeAngelis. DeAngelis unable to get the pass as it was behind him. Candelino trying to grab the ground ball as he's trying to body his man off of it. Jeremy Morris fighting for it, and Jeremy Morris comes away with it. As Jeremy Morris with that long cross surrounded by Highlanders, we have a flag down as that's going to go against the Highlanders. Slashing going to be the call. That's going to leave the Highlanders down a man now in the attacking zone. As Medford will have 6 attackers, 5 Highlanders in defense plus the goaltender as Rousseau brings it back out to Tremlett. After the slashing penalty goes against Pasquale Candelina. Now Tremlett, see the Highlanders back into that zone now. Skip pass out to the wide side now. Driving in is Lou as he gets bodied away by DeAngelis. Now Rousseau back to Lou at the top of the alley. So they work it around far side, back to the X position. That's where Tremlett has gone. Watch out for Tremlett back there as he looks for a passer. Or somebody to pass to, I should say. Nice block there as Damian Jackson blocked that with his body. The shot attempt by Doyas Golden. Medford now will get it on the restart as it went out of bounds. Candelino still in the box. Highlander still down a man. Highlander trainer, though, wants to take a quick look as that ball did come off of the head of Damian Jackson. So Jackson will head to the bench. Colin Rosas will come in. As the restart here from the near side, Gaius Golden gets it in, out to the far side. That's Montello. Montello looking for Tremlett. Tremlett spins towards the goal. He's in alone. Great job there by Zach Gordon as he got in the way of that one. Had his body right there, great positioning, and wasn't quite able to locate the ball. Now he's got it into that crease. Once that ball's inside that circular crease around the goal, nobody can go after it except the goalie. And Gordon able to do that and come away with it. So the Highlanders now have the ball into the attacking zone as DeAngelis will bring it up. Just under 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Highlanders down by 2. It's DeAngelis trying to break in. Leading scorer for last year's team. Fires that one over the net. And back in behind. The stepping out of bounds there was Ben DiCarlo, as he was trying to control that bouncing ball behind the net. So Jeremy Morris will get the restart here for Medford as the Highlanders turn the ball over. Morris, the pass back to him from Pinto, the goalie, behind him, giving the opportunity now for the Highlanders to come away and get this ball, as that is knocked out of the cross of Morris. And the Highlanders will get the turnover. 3.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, as Foley will bring this in and get the restart going. Candelino back into the game after serving his slashing penalty. He gets the ball here near side, turns to the inside, going in, looking for the goal, loses it out of his cross, though, as he wasn't able to get that ball towards the net. Some nice checking there by Medford, as they were able to knock that ball out of his cross. Cooper Sue comes away with it, as you see his speed out into the midfield area. He gets into the attacking zone. There's Tremlett. Tremlett gives it off to Lou, but Lou unable to catch that one in the cross. As the errant pass goes out of bounds, the Highlanders will get it on the turnover. Tim Jones with the restart here. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Highlanders trailing by 2. As Jones loses it out of his cross, as Rousseau was able to check it away from him, Tremlett comes away with it. As now Tremlett into the attacking zone. Once you've got the ball back down into that, beyond that football 30-yard line, you then have a 40-yard area to play with up until the goal, because you can play the ball all the way back to football midfield. The attacking zone itself begins at that football 30-yard line. And the attacking that zone right now is Cooper Sue down that right alleyway. He'll fire that one towards the net. It goes wide. You see why it's so important to have an offensive player at that X position, as Tremlett able to be closest as it went out of bounds. Now he picks it up with a restart. Comes around, fires that one. Gordon once again, nice block, great positioning, as Tremlett was trying to get that one up high. Now Rousseau will get the restart out on the far side. As the pass goes all the way back, and that goes by midfield. That's out of bounds. What if the offensive team loses it across that football midfield line? It goes over to the opposing team, so the Highlanders will get it now. On the turnover is Matt DeAngelis back into the game. As I noted, DeAngelis leading scorer for the Highlanders last year. Being defended closely by Castro. Gets some speed. That check knocks it right out of his cross. And we're going to have a whistle blown as DeAngelis sent down to the turf. Highlanders will get the restart. Now Casesso driving in, tries to find DeAngelis on the doorstep. It comes out of his cross. Now ground ball, trying to pick it up is Casesso, but ending up picking it up is Seamus Foley right outside of that egg hunt. Now Foley fires that one towards the net. As I noted, he likes taking those deep shots. Goes wide, but Candelino back there able to pick it up. Candelino will bring it back out to Foley. Actually strike that to Casesso. A lot of Highlander hockey players out on the field. It's Chris Casesso, 100-point scorer for the Highlanders, to Matt DeAngelis, 100-point scorer on the ice as well. As now Colin Rosas pulls it back, gives it off to Candelino. As Pasquale now has Matt Costa at the X. Candelino will use that position there as he's being harried by Morris. Out to Foley. Foley looking for the shot. Fires that one towards the net. Nice job by Pinto as he just pulled that one right into his netting. Excellent work in the net by Pinto. Now Foley, a nice interception there as Pinto tried to get it up to Charon. But instead, Foley makes the interception. Highlanders get the ball back as Casesso, now 30 seconds left on the clock in this quarter. Trailing by 2, Chris Casesso drives in, tries to straighten the cross out, but wasn't quite able to get that ball towards the net. Check there. As Montello tried to get it out, Highlanders trying to pick it up, and Candelino not quite able to, but not clear to Casesso. 7 seconds on the clock. They need to get a shot off quickly as DeAngelis will get it. 3 seconds left. DeAngelis fires that one from the right alleyway, and it goes wide of the net, and that will do it for the first quarter of action as the Mustangs, with 2 goals from Nathan Tremlett, lead this one by the score of 2-0. We'll be back here on Somerville Ed TV with second quarter action in a moment. We are back at Dilboy Stadium, second quarter action here. But Highlanders versus the Mustangs of Medford, as the Mustangs lead this one 2-0 here on Somerville Ed TV. I'm Todd Harmon as the Highlanders trailing here early. Highlanders, of course, made the playoffs last year, first year in existence, first year that they've made the playoffs since they began existing. And this same team pretty much together on the field, so looking for the opportunity possibly to challenge these Mustangs for the GBL championship. A win today would go a long way towards that, as the hole has been dug though by number 12 Nathan Tremlett, as on the face-off on the draw there. The ball granted to the Highlanders on the draw after to the Mustangs, I should say, after an infraction on the draw. So Sue will begin things here offensively for the Mustangs as they lead 2-0 in this GBL action. It's the GBL opener for Medford as they are 2-1 on the season. Highlanders 1-0 so far as they defeated Revere 10-1. Now Tremlett, so dangerous, comes around the corner, fires that one. Nice job, Zach Gordon, as Gordon's done a really good job as Tremlett coming out of that X position. Had 5 goals against the Highlanders last year at Dilboy Stadium. It already has 2 today. However, Gordon also has made 3 stops on him. As the Highlanders now with possession into the attacking zone, DeAngelis spins away from his defender. That's James Camusa. As DeAngelis drops it off here near side to Colin Rosas. Down to Matt Costa. As Costa loses it for a moment out of his cross. Knocked away there by James Montello, and Montello will pick up the ground ball for a moment. He's sent down to the ground as well. DeAngelis tried to pick it up, but Cooper Sue was able to get it instead, and now Sue is bringing it forward. As a flag comes down, that's going to go against the Highlanders again. We will wait to see what that is. The flag stays down. If Medford is able to score, they'll pick the flag up. If not, the Highlanders, once possession is lost here, will go down a man. As driving in is Adias Golden. Over to Tremlett. Now Tremlett near side, kicks it back out. As Sue making a challenge here. Sue fires that one towards the net. Gordon got it with the left foot and keeps it out of the goal as he's able to jump on the ball still in that crease area, but the Highlander foul will now be assessed. As Colin Rosas will go off, Highlanders will be down a man. Six Mustangs in the attacking zone, 5 Highlanders defensively with their goalie, Zach Gordon, between the pipes. Tremlett at the top of the alley. Working back and forth with Gabe Kennedy. Now back here near side to Montello. As Tremlett trying to find a way into this shell zone defense of the Highlanders. Skip pass now comes to Montello, but he loses control of it. As Casesso trying to go for that ball, and he's going to get called for the push-off. So the possession goes back to the Mustangs. Quickly into the attack is Dios Golden. Gives it off to Tremlett, who goes back to the X. Now the Highlanders can't chase anybody back into X. They're down a man. Now Sue drives in, fires that one. Nice job by Gordon as he saves it. And that's picked up by DeAngelis. As Matt DeAngelis speed down the far side of the field, faking around Dias Golden, and he's into the attacking zone for the Highlanders. So down a man now, the Highlanders with the pass there, looking for Matt Costa on the doorstep, but couldn't quite secure it in his cross, and Pinto now behind his goal in his crease, able to pick it up. Rosas has been released from his penalty, so the Highlander man down situation has been alleviated. Teams back at even strength as Casesso banging around with Gabe Kennedy. Ball on the ground. Casesso looks to pick it up, and he does. As he gets the ground ball after the turnover, Highlanders into the attacking zone. Highlanders getting some offensive opportunities here as Casesso driving in towards the net. Fires that one. Pinto with the kick save. What a play there by Pinto, as he was able to kick that ball away, fire it out of the attacking area. But once again, Highlanders very aggressive as Alvarado comes in, and Josue is going to pick it up. So the Highlanders now in the attacking zone once again. Rosas at the top of the alley. He's got help out there from Ben DiCarlo, out to Foley on the wide side. Foley defended by Charon. Foley loves to shoot from out there. Deeks fires, knocks the cross out of his defender's stick, but didn't get the ball all the way to the net. And the ball picked up by Sue on the ground ball. Cooper Sue, so much speed through that neutral area, not giving the Highlanders an opportunity to really get to work. In that neutral zone, you have to have you have 10 seconds in order to get through that neutral area. Cooper Sue getting it done in like 2. So the Highlanders fortunately able to set their defense there. Now Medford will set their offense after the transition opportunity evaporated. Once again, Tremlett behind the net. Tim Jones back there keeping an eye on him, right by the goalie's crease. Dios Golden, or I strike that Gabe Kennedy, making like a crease man right out in front as the attack coming down the left-hand side. Gets it down to Tremlett. Now Tremlett driving in. Tim Jones looking for the check. Gets some help there. As the ball shot goes wide, And the Highlanders closest to it as Tremlett had left that X area. So the Highlanders will get the possession, trailing by 2. It's Rosas. Plays this one forward to Alvarado. Alvarado into the attacking zone. Nice speed there as he gets around his defender. He's into the attack. Fires that one towards the net with the left hand and bounced it over the goal. I think it might have hit the right bar. As that one got postmarked beyond the goal. Candelino, though, tries to get that one over the net. Nice job defensively as Camuso got his cross onto it. Pinto was able to collect it in his big net. As the transition opportunity, though, goes awry for Medford, Tim Jones comes away with it, gets it forward to Casesso. But Casesso unable to pick it up. Ground ball now taken away by Casesso. As Foley calling for it. Casesso sees, will drop it to him. Now Foley again, looking for that long shot. He'll fire that one, and that one finds the back of the net as Seamus Foley opens the scoring for the Highlanders. Foley with that laser shot, able to get it by Pinto. Just the slightest bit of daylight. And Foley's able to fire that forehand.
Number 22, Seamus Foley.
5:35 remaining now here in the first half. Highlanders have cut the Medford lead in half. They trail by 1. As Lewis at the center, fighting for that ball. Medford comes away with it, though, as Cooper Sue comes in and gets the ground ball. Now to Tremlett. Tim Jones doing a nice job so far, trying to stay in front of Tremlett since his 2 goals there in the first quarter. And Zach Gordon in the goal for the Highlanders has made some point-blank saves on Mr. Tremlett today. It's the ball out far side now as Lou has it. Gets it back to Sue. It's Cooper Sue with it now. Tremlett cutting towards the goal. Sue defended by Rosas. Ball bouncing as it was partially blocked by Rosas. It's in the crease. And Highlanders will get the ball as Gabe Kennedy was into the crease area with his cross trying to get to the ball. So the Highlanders now have the opportunity to tie this game up with this possession. Remember Medford, the power in boys lacrosse in the GBL. It's Tim Jones now. He's going down. He loves to take that long cross into the attacking zone. He's instead going to back away from any shooting opportunities and give it to Foley. Foley will take the shot as that was partially blocked again. Pinto comes away with it. He's out of his crease, so he's got a possibility of being attacked there, but he gets it away. Now Montella into the attacking zone, gets it to Tremlett. Tremlett turns, finds number 10 waiting. Gives that one off to Doyle's Golden. Our Gabe Kennedy strike that, and Gabe Kennedy finds the back of the net. Tremlett, a beautiful pass as he'll pick up the assist. Gabe Kennedy will get the goal with a really quick stick there right in the middle of the alley. And now the Mustangs lead once again by 2. Patrick Salvato into the face-off circle there, taking the draw for the Highlanders. First I've seen Patrick out on the field today. His ball down on the ground being chased for, and the infraction goes against the Highlanders. So Medford will get possession. As they come into the attacking zone, Tremlett has it. He'll go back to the top.
Kennedy.
Out wide now as Lou has it. Defended there by Jackson. Out here to the near side, Tremlett. Tim Jones on him. It's Tremlett kicks it back, trying to find Sue. Sue couldn't get it, and now DeAngelis as well couldn't get the ground ball. Sue gets it back as Sue fires it looking inside to Gabe Kennedy, but the ball hits the ground. Sue was able to pick it up, and he gives that one off to Dios Golden, whose shot goes wide. I think Zach may have gotten a piece of that one. As Kennedy will get the restart. Medford closest where it went out. Tremlett will get it here on the near side. Just over 3 minutes remaining in the half. Medford up by 2 again. As Dios Golden fires that one towards the net, and it's good as he went far side against Zach Gordon and found the far side post to hold it in. 4-1 now, the lead for the Mustangs, as they have gotten 2 straight goals on 2 straight possessions. Vince Castro into the faceoff, taking the draw against Lewis. As Lewis brings it out here near side, it's picked up there by Leo Fash. As Fash loses it out of that long cross. Good checking there by Medford. And Tremlett comes away with
Medford
it.
Goal,
Tremlett.
22, Lucas Dios Golden.
Tremlett will go back to the X position. And they will set their offense. It's Tremlett. While the Medford substitutes are coming in, maintaining play. As Sue fires that one. And it looked like it was partially blocked, and I think that threw Zach Gordon off as it was deflected over his left shoulder, and that is a 5-1 lead now as Pat Cooper Sue has gotten his name onto the scorer sheet. 2:20 remaining here in the half. Moments ago, the Highlanders had the ball and the opportunity to tie it at 2. They now trail by 4. As Salvato comes away with that one in his cross. Great job there on the draw as he's banged around, earns the stoppage. There is going to be a timeout called. I thought maybe he had gotten fouled, but a timeout is on the field. Highlanders take it. 2:13 remaining here in the first half. The Mustangs have burst out to a 5-1 lead. We'll be back for the end of the first half here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Dilboy Stadium here on Somerville Ed TV. 2 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in the first half. Highlanders trailing the Mustangs 5-1. Mere moments ago, literally about 3 minutes ago, the Highlanders had the ball and the opportunity to tie this game in a 2-1 situation. Medford has ripped off 3 straight goals. Timeout taken by Highlander head coach Chuck Graham. We'll see what they do coming out with the ball. Highlanders need to get a goal, as Foley has been the only one to find the back of the net behind Josh Pinto, who has been tremendous in the goal for the Mustangs. As Costa gives it back to DeAngelis here near side. DeAngelis being defended by James Camusa. As DeAngelis trying to get his speed past Camusa. Push back to the X. As he comes around, he loses his footing and loses the ball out of the cross, and it's picked up by the Mustangs as Cierlone comes away with it. His pass attempt, though, trying to get it to Vincent Castro, goes behind him, out of bounds. The Highlanders will get the possession back there with the neutral zone turnover, as Casesso will get the restart. 1:37 remaining now. As the Highlanders starting from the very back, they've got 10 seconds to get this into the attacking zone, as they need to get past that 30-yard line. And they do. So they work it back. DeAngelis now at the top of the alley, issuing directions. Medford in the man-to-man. Highlanders trying to find some cutters. Foley will begin the attack from the far side. As Foley comes in, gets a screen from Rosas. Continues around. C formation attack there, as he goes all the way around the outside of the attacking zone. Fires that one up high and ends up out of bounds, but the Highlanders closest to it where it went out of bounds maintain the possession. Under a minute remaining now has been, or I should say Pasquale Candelino brings it out to Matt Costa. Costa loses it for a moment out of his cross, picked up by Jeremy Morris for Medford, as Morris now is able to get that one out of the defensive area, and Charon gets it into the attacking zone. Pass looking for Trimley, or Trimlet I should say, goes awry. Nice job defensively by the Highlanders. I believe that was Damian Jackson who caused that errant pass. Long pass down to Casesso now, under 20 seconds remaining in the half. Highlanders looking to score here to salvage this quarter, as 4 goals is the lead for Medford. The pass there looking for Costa on the back door, goes behind him, out of bounds. Medford will pick it up with 11 seconds left. As Cooper Sioux speed through that neutral zone, but not fast enough to get the shot off before the clock sounds, and that will do it for the first half of play, as the Mustangs, with a big burst late in the second quarter, lead this one 5-1. We will be back for second half action in this GBL contest between the Mustangs and the Highlanders on Somerville Ed TV in just a moment. Back at Dilboy Stadium here on Somerville Ed TV. I'm Todd Harmon. Second half action between the Mustangs and the Highlanders. Mustangs leading this one 5-1 in this GBL battle between rivals, as the Mustangs scored 2 goals in the first quarter. Nathan Trimlet, number 12, their best offensive player, scored those goals. The Highlanders adjusted their defense, did a really good job addressing Trimlet, as Zach Gordon had some doorstop stops on him. And then the Mustangs diversified their offensive attack, scoring 3 straight goals after the Highlanders, after a goal by Seamus Foley, had cut it to a 2-1 game in the second quarter. And Lucas Dias-Goulden, Gabe Kennedy, as well as Cooper Sioux were able to put the ball in the back of the net behind Zach Gordon. And that's how we got to this 5-1 contest. As we open out the second half, discussions going on after the face-off. After the draw at midfield, officials discussing who should get the ball, I think. Verifying the Highlanders will have it after the illegal procedure by Medford. So Matt DeAngelis, last year's leading scorer for the Highlanders, held off the scoring sheet so far today. He starts with the ball at the top of the alley. As he loses it out of the cross, it'll roll all the way into Pinto's crease, and he will take care of it there. Pinto has been excellent in the net for the Mustangs. That pass, though, goes errant, as Pasquale Candelino, a nice job there applying the pressure to Pinto, causes the errant pass across the field to Jeremy Morris. The Highlanders will get it on the restart here after the turnover, as Foley gives that off to Rosas. Colin Rosas gives it over to Chris Casesso. Strong Highlander hockey flavor out on the turf. So get that one behind the net. That would be Pasquale Candelino. Back over to Foley here near side. Foley being defended by Charon. Foley, the goal scorer for the Highlanders. Rosas looking to start the attack. He drives in, fires the pass. He was trying to get it to DeAngelis, I think, underneath, right in front of the goal there. But the ball bounced around into Pinto's netting. Now Sioux, so much speed through that neutral zone, but you can see now the Highlanders looking to check him there in that neutral area, getting his way. DeAngelis had it knocked out of his cross for a moment, but Sioux able to get it into that attacking zone in the necessary 10 seconds. Adjustment right there for the Highlanders that we see. Sioux was getting through that neutral zone rather cleanly in the first half, as Medford now will set up in their attacking zone. Trimlet behind the netting. However, Dias-Goulden coming down the right side, fires that one, and Gordon unable to get the net down in time. 6-1. Now the Mustang lead. 10:15 remaining here in the third quarter. Highlanders have to figure out the riddle that is the Mustang defense. It's Antonio Lewis out there to take this draw for the Highlanders. Leo Fash here near side, up at the top. It's Mike Neonakis. As Neonakis closest to it, he'll body his man off, try to save that ball down on the ground to pick up the ground ball. Flying into the air now and pulled away by the Mustangs as Vincent Castro won that Easter egg hunt. Castro now spinning away from his defender. Kicks it out here wide to Joe Rousseau. Rousseau unable to collect it. And Alvarado, or strike that, Damian Jackson gets whistled for the push-off. So Rousseau will get the start. It's Tremlett. Near side, kicks it out to the top. That's Dias Golden. He's got 2 goals today to go with Tremlett's 2 goals. So they work it around the perimeter.
Medford goal, number 22, Lucas Dias.
Driving in. That one goes wide. Highlanders will get the possession. Tim Jones will bring this in on the restart. Highlanders, Tim Jones spinning as he gets into the attacking zone. Timmy loves to shoot with that long cross. Fired that one off, but Pinto was able to get a hold of it and stop it. Now Morris will start the attack from behind. Out wide, DeAngelis, nice defense there as he's able to check it away from Montello for a moment. Whistles sound. Flag is down behind the play. As we will see who will go off here. I believe Joe Rousseau, or is it Matt DeAngelis who will go off, and Medford will get the advantage, and that is what's going on. As DeAngelis is whistled for the infraction, Highlanders will once again be down a man. Actually, both teams down a man, that is. Nope, strike that. Thought a Medford player was leaving the area. So Medford once again the man advantage here. 5-1 or 6-1, 5-goal lead. Has Tremlett in. Great job again by Zach Gordon as he gets the net down. Able to stop Tremlett with that knee-high shot. It's Tremlett now at the X position. Passes it off to Lou. Lou unable to secure it in the cross. Now Tremlett trying to get the ground ball. Bouncing around, Tremlett will grab it. It's Tremlett able to come away with that ground ball. Medford keeps their possession as Sue has it at the top of the alley. Sue now driving in, gets by his defender, fires that one towards the net as it goes wide. Tremlett back in that X position, maintaining the possession for the Mustangs. Tremlett now will get the restart from X. Tremlett fighting off the check from Tim Jones. Gets it out wide, and they bring it back to the top of the alley to Dias Goulden. He's been excellent with that right-handed shot of his. Gets the triple team there. That leaves Kennedy wide open in front of the net, and Tremlett found him from X. Kennedy picks up his second goal. 7-1, now the Medford lead.
What was that?
Highlanders now trailing by 6 goals, 7-1 is the Medford lead. Highlanders were down by only a goal with about 4 minutes remaining in the first half, and Medford has blown this open with 5 straight goals since that point in time. As Sue now into the attacking zone. Spins away. Defended by Alvarado.
Medford goal, number 21.
As he drops that one back. Now Dias Golden with it. As Medford now in no rush after that burst of goals. The attack now coming down the left-hand alley. Tremlett at the X, spins away from Jones, fires that one down, bounces it home behind Zach Gordon as Tremlett held out of the net since the first quarter, but Gordon unable to stop that one as Tremlett came out and was able to bounce that one right by his right knee. 8-1 now the Medford lead, and Tremlett has the Hattie. Highlanders looking to stop the bleeding here. 6 straight goals for Medford unanswered. Push off called against the Mustangs. Highlanders will get it on the restart as Rosas will pick it up. He'll bring it on into the attacking zone where Foley waits for it. It's defended there by Camuso. Camuso forcing him away. And he'll drive in. He's got an alleyway. Fires that one towards the net. Pinto able to scoop that one up. Really nice job there by Josh Pinto. As he gets it out wide to Morris, and Morris is on the run into the neutral zone. Medford with a 7-goal lead, looking to add to it here as Castro gets it at the top of the alley, feeds it out wide. Tremlett unable to catch that one. Don't see that very often. Out of bounds. Medford loses the possession. The Highlanders will take it. Tim Jones now will run it out of the defensive zone. Gives that one off. There's Matt DeAngelis spinning away from Dias Goulden. Bodies through another check. Sends a Mustang to the ground and fires that ball away as it goes wide of the net. Highlanders keep the possession as Candelino was back there. Pasquale really developed into a great crease man last year. Great pass there by Candelino looking for Casesso. Casesso's quick stick shot, though, goes wide of the net as it bounced wide to the far side. And Medford will get the restart as James Montello and his long cross were closest as it went out of bounds. So Medford looking to build on that 7-goal lead. As Tim Jones comes in trying to get that ball away, and he's able to. Restart goes to the Highlanders as Casesso will get it here near side in the neutral area. Speed for Chris as he's got an alleyway to the goal. Passes that one off to Candelino. He spins and fires. That one goes wide. Flag is now down here on the near side. As we're going to get number 8 sent off. That is Anthony Matarese. So the Highlanders will get their first man-up opportunity here of the game. Medford has had, I believe, 4, cashing in on 2 of those. And we have a second Mustang heading off, so it's actually a 6-on-4, 2 men down, as both Rousseau as well as Matarese are off right now for the Mustangs. So a really great opportunity for the Highlanders as they work it around the perimeter. Only 4 defenders plus the goalie, but Pinto has been the mystery the Highlanders have not been able to solve. He has been tremendous in net as Foley has it. Foley fires that one right by him. As Foley picks up his second goal of the game. That will release one of the Mustangs as Castro will come out. We'll see if that releases both. I believe it does. So teams will be back at even strength as the Highlanders take advantage of that two-man advantage. Foley from the near side just whips it by Pinto. Pinto has been excellent so far this season, or so far this game, but could not stop that laser shot as Medford will get the restart on the push-off. Hit the draw. Lou fires that one. Goes wide to the far side, out of bounds. Tremlett closest to it. Medford maintains the possession. It's Tremlett now. Out of the X. Gives it out wide to the far side. Sue will have it. Kicks it back to Dios Goulden. Goulden driving in. That right-handed shot of his. He fires that one off target as it goes across the goal mouth. Out of bounds. Tremlett once again closest to it for the Mustangs. They maintain the possession. Leading by 6. Tremlett spins away from Jones. Goes in. Gets stoned by Zach Gordon. As Gordon had his cross right there and met Tremlett at the point of attack. Great job by Zach Gordon. He has stoned Tremlett a few times today. This would be a much larger lead for the Mustangs without Zach Gordon and his work against Tremlett. As DeAngelis gets the check there in the neutral area, able to pick up the ground ball and keep going. As he's into the attacking zone, he spins into a defender as Sue is able to knock the ball out of his cross. And there's Dias Goulden. As they are breaking in transition, Lou is in, and he fires it home. Milo Lou picks up his first goal of the game. Medford in transition, picking up the turnover. As Dias Goulden has been tremendous today. 2 goals for Lucas on top of an excellent assist just now to Milo Lou. 9-2. The Medford advantage is 7 once again. Draw at the middle of the field. Antonio Lewis taking it for the Highlanders against Alex Pinto. And that one picked up by Pinto. So he gets his first action out there today. They give it to Tremlett. Tremlett somehow able to hold that ball in his cross. No, he wasn't. Okay. Ball came out. I was wondering about that. Highlanders able to pick it up. As Alvarado had it. Couldn't control it, though, as he loses it out of bounds. Just under 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Highlanders trailing by 7. As Sue has it into the attacking zone for the Mustangs. Alvarado trying to get that ball away. Knocks it out of his cross. Sue able to pick up the ground ball. Down the left alleyway. Great job again by Zach Gordon as he picks up that bouncer and is able to hold it out of the net. Another nice save there for Gordon. It's Tim Jones now. We'll send that one out wide to DeAngelis. Tremlett was coming in and was able to body DeAngelis away from the ball. Ben Tuco taken to the turf by DeAngelis. And DeAngelis is going to get called for that one as the cross check is the call. So DeAngelis will head over to the box. Highlanders will be down a man again. And Medford looking to add to their 7-goal lead. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. James Montello with the restart at the football 30-yard line. Gets it to Tremlett. Tremlett to the interior. Gives it to Dios Goulden. Loses that one for a moment, knocked out of his cross. Nice job there by Tim Jones. But Dios Goulden able to come away with it. We have a flag here on the near side. That's going to go against the Highlanders. And unsportsmanlike was the call as the two arms were extended. I believe it went against the Highlanders, but I'm not 100% sure. We will find out, though, after the timeout on the field as both teams heading over to the benches. Minute 52 remains here in the third quarter. We will be back for the completion of the third quarter and the completion of this game here on Somerville Ed TV in a moment. Back at Dilboy Stadium. As we look across the field at the penalty box, we have a Mustang as well as a Highlander residing inside. We've got Matt DeAngelis for the Highlanders. And over on the Mustang side, Lucas Dios Goulden. So we have a 5-on-5 situation. Both teams down a man. As Casesso now brings it here to the top to Rosas as Colin Rosas gets it to Foley. Foley, 2 goals in the game, only scorer for the Highlanders as they trail by 7. Rosas trying to get by Camuso. Camuso so difficult, so fast from that defensive position. And now Charon out wide against Casesso. Gives it up to DiCarlo. DiCarlo trying to find Candelino, but he's defended by Morris. He'll bring it back out to the top. As DeAngelis now out of the penalty box, he fires that shot. Highlanders still up a man as they will receive their power play here with Lucas Dios Goulden still in the box. Under a minute remaining here in the third quarter as Pasquale Candelino heads over there to pick up that ball. I do want to remind everybody we have sports action, Highlander sports action in the spring all across the sports panoply as the Highlander volleyball team off to a great start, undefeated in the GBL, 2-0 after a win over Lynn English, straight sets. They are 3-1 on the season. We'll have volleyball action here on Somerville Ed TV, so keep it right here. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, mash those buttons. As Seamus Foley takes a tough angle shot that is blocked away by Pinto. Ball now over near the Highlander defensive zone. It's a big Easter egg hunt, and Tim Jones came away with it. As he fires it back into the Highlander attacking zone, picked up by Candelino. It's Candelino now. 21 seconds remaining in the quarter. Teams back to even strength as Rosas trying to get in past Castro. Instead, he heads it back to X, but that will get out of bounds as DiCarlo could not catch up to it. .5 seconds remaining. Medford will have it on the restart. 8.5 remaining in the third quarter. Medford leading this 9-2. Highlanders were down 2-1 midway through the second quarter and had the ball. And that is when Medford diversified their offense, found multiple other scorers, and grew this 7-goal lead. As quickly downfield, the opportunity here for Lou. So he'll fire that one towards the net. Did it get in? And it did! As Lou, the last second before the end of the third quarter, makes it a 10-2 lead for the Mustangs as Lou picks up his second goal of the game. So after 3 quarters of play, the Highlanders trail by 8, 10-2. We'll be back for fourth quarter action here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back on Somerville Ed TV from Dilboy Stadium. The Mustangs leading the Highlanders 10-2 as we move to the fourth quarter. Face-off going on. Patrick Salvato fighting for that face-off. Goes to the ground. And Salvato earns the possession for the Highlanders after the push-off by the Mustangs. So Casesso will get the restart. Gives it up to DeAngelis. DeAngelis unable to get it into his cross cleanly. He'll pick up the ground ball, though. Gets it knocked away quickly by Morris. And Medford is able to get the possession as he went out of bounds. Highlanders really having a difficult time finishing their attacks, as Pinto sends this one all the way through the neutral area. Pick Highlanders. As Colin Rosas begins this attack. Ben DiCarlo, he's in close, and that was Pinto. As DiCarlo was just waiting for that ball to come down, redirected it with a quick stick. But Pinto was there. He has been a sphinx for the Highlanders. They have not been able to figure him out at all today. 11 minutes remaining here in the game. Seamus Foley, the only goal scorer for the Highlanders. Those distance shots have gotten behind Pinto twice, but aside from that, he has just been tremendous. It's Rosas gets it here near side. Candelino with it. It's Candelino working against Montello. Winds up back at X. It's Candelino being checked. Fires it near side. There's Foley. Thinks about the shot. He pulls it back. He's got Cooper Sue in front of him. Drops it back to DeAngelis. So now DeAngelis directing traffic. Wants to cut down the alley. Instead winds up to the right. Morgan picks him up there. Out wide to Foley. Foley's shot. That one goes over the goal. So he tried to bounce that one home. Highlanders maintain possession. They were closest when it went out of bounds. Pasquale Candelino with the restart with Montello defending. It's Candelino looking for DiCarlo. Unable to get it to him there. Good defense there as Morris was in the area, as was Charon. Push off though against Charon. The Highlanders will get it. As Rosas now whips it across, trying to get to DeAngelis. Instead it gets by him. Foley trying to clean it up. And he's able to. Gets by Morris. Also able to get by Castro as he drives in, drops the pass, and that's home. As Matt DeAngelis gets his first goal of the game. Off the assist from Seamus Foley. Great work there by Foley, deking the shot, finding DeAngelis. Good quick stick by Matty D. As he was just outside the crease, able to get it by Pinto. 7 goals now the lead for Medford. 10-3 is your score. 9:41 remaining in the game. Antonio Lewis taking the draw for the Highlanders against Sioux. As Alvarado takes a cross to the face for his troubles and is going to come away hopefully with a ground ball for the Highlanders, and he does not, as Sioux is able to do it. Sioux now into the attacking zone, shifts to his left hand, gives it off to Lou. Lou's shot stoned by Zach Gordon. As Gordon has kept the Highlanders as close as they can be this game. He's made some beautiful saves. Long pass down the field to Foley into the attacking zone. As Foley gives that one off to Rosas. Rosas, defended by Castro, goes around to the near side, drops it to DiCarlo, back to X to Candelino. Candelino couldn't secure it though. As he tries to pick up the ground ball, it's bouncing, it's bouncing, it's bouncing, and it's out. Medford will get it. As James Montello will get the restart. Highlanders just having difficulty in terms of their transitions, in terms of their passes. And then once they're able to get to the goal, they got to deal with Pinto, and he has been tremendous. As Dias Golden into the attacking zone for Medford, defended by Casesso. Tries to check the ball out, unable to. Giordano is now out on him. Medford with the 7-goal lead, 8 minutes remaining. Attacking down the left alley now. Good defense there by Rosas as they get it back out to Sue. Bounced out of his cross. And looks like Casesso, or I should say DeAngelis, comes away with the ground ball. He's into the attacking zone with speed. Fires that one, and Pinto once again with a beautiful save as he brings that big net down to the underhand position and is able to stop it. Highlanders battling for the ball back around behind the net. As Foley as well as Candelino involved over there, or DiCarlo I should say. Medford on the push-off by DiCarlo, able to come away with it. As Morris brings it forward to Sue. Sue gets it to Tremlett. Now Tremlett. 3 goals in the game for Tremlett. Out wide to the far side to Dias Goulden. He loves driving in from there and taking the forehand shot. Good job defensively by Casesso to turn him away. Sue reverses field here the near side. Now they'll try that alley attack again. Back out to Sue. It's Medford probing the Highlander defense. Sue now driving in. He'll fire that one. It goes high. DeAngelis had good defense there. Zach Gordon well positioned as well. But Tremlett closest to it as it went out. Medford keeps the possession. It's Tremlett now. Far side alley. He'll kick it. He'll pull it. He'll turn around, I should say. Thought about another possible shot there. Tim Jones there defensively. Tremlett spinning away. Tim Jones, nice job there with the long cross as he picks up the ground ball with it as well. That's very difficult to do. Flag is down. That's going to go against Medford. Play continues as the Highlanders have the possession and the advantage. Foley off the long pass from Tim Jones into the attacking zone. They get it back to DeAngelis. Unless the Highlanders score, Medford will be down a man here as DeAngelis drives into the alley, fires that one, and it's blocked. I believe Charon got his cross out there onto it. But the foul is called. So the Highlanders will be up a man. As Joe Rousseau will take a seat in the penalty box. Highlanders have their second man-up advantage. Foley scored on the first one. As Rosas gets the restart. Can't keep it cleanly in the cross, though. As Camuso, so difficult as well. He's got great positioning. A lot of speed there from Camuso. Gets it to DiCarlo here on the near side. He's defended by Charon. DiCarlo gets it over. DeAngelis now from the X. Gets it over to Foley. Foley back out to the top to Casesso. Back to Foley, who will shoot from there. That one partially blocked. Good job by Montello as he was able to get the cross on it. It's DeAngelis chasing down the ground ball with Montello on him. The Highlanders will get the restart after Montello's called for the push-off. DeAngelis back into the attacking zone. Looks for the shot. Fires that one high. Highlanders keeping the possession as DiCarlo was back at the X. 5:12 remaining here in the game. Highlanders down by 7, looking to cut into this lead. As they are up a man. Now Casesso out on the left wing. Kicks it down to Foley. Foley now goal line extended back at X. Gives it to Casesso. Nice defense there by Montello. As Casesso fires that one towards the net. Bouncer. DiCarlo is able to be the closest to it. But the last to touch it was DiCarlo. But the Highlanders will get it. The errant shot is the call. 4:45 remaining in the game. Highlanders looking to cut into this big lead for the Mustangs as Rosas Nice job there with the long cross by Camuso. As the ball on the ground being battled for, Sue comes away with it. I do not want to go to an Easter egg hunt with Sue. He'll pick up everything. As Lou, bodied, flag comes down. Lou loses it out of the cross after the check by Casesso. Ground ball, Lou trying to pick it up. As Medford will have a man advantage if they lose the possession here. They're able to pull it out to Castro. Castro now. Over near inside to Sue. Sue will drive in against Rosas. Looking for a left-handed shot as he fires that one. Good block there by Rosas. That one shot in by Lou. It goes wide to the near side. And the foul will be called here. Damian Jackson will head over to the sideline. I believe he's going to the box for the Highlanders. Either he or Rosas. Oh, Jackson getting looked at by the training staff. Highlanders will be down a man. It is Jackson who has been sent off. Medford working it around Tremlett now at the top of the alley. Tremlett working with Kennedy on that right wing. Looks for Sue. Sue coming out from the X, fires that one home. As Cooper Sue picks up his second goal of the game. Tremlett with another assist. That's his second assist. 3-11, now the lead for the Mustangs. 3:32 remaining in the game. Tremlett showing he can finish as well as set up his teammates. Salvato at midfield against Dias Goulden. Picked up once again, Sue, so fast on those ground balls. Fires that one towards the net. Gordon got a shoulder on it. As Medford comes away with the ball, Dias Goulden with it. I strike that Vince Castro with it as he heads off, giving it up to Dias Goulden. Just over 3 minutes remaining here in the game. Medford up by 8. Reigning GBL champion Mustangs as Dias Goulden goes in, fires that one off the outside of the netting. As Goulden unable to find the hat trick for himself. Now Tim Jones with that long cross. He loves coming down trying to shoot with that thing. Loses the ball out of it though, as it's bounding back towards the attacking zone. Picked up there by Giordano, or knocked around by Giordano, as he's not quite able to pick it up. Now Matt DeAngelis able to pick it up. 2.5 minutes remaining. DeAngelis into the attacking zone, fires that one to Candelino, but it gets by him and out of bounds. Turnover to the Mustangs, as good thought there for DeAngelis. It's Candelino coming in from that left-hand side. Now back the other direction quickly. James Montello wanted to get himself a goal. Fired that one wide to the far side. 2:15 remaining in the game. Highlanders will get the possession. Highlanders will be on the road against Malden with their next game, as Medford, Somerville, and Malden, the 3 GBL participants who made the playoffs last year. Rosas from Jones through the neutral zone. Past Castro into the attacking area. Drops it here near side looking for DiCarlo. DiCarlo unable to get it in the cross. Picked up there by Montello. Nice job by Montello to get that ground ball as he feeds it back to Pinto. Pinto so sure with that cross. Fires that one out, but unable to be handled by Matarese. And Matty DeAngelis trying to pick that up. Goes down. Is it limping on his right foot as he goes off the field? The ball collected by the Highlanders in the neutral zone, 1:20 remaining, as DiCarlo is into the attacking zone. DiCarlo spins, fires with the left hand. Blocked by Pinto. He has been so strong today. It's Cooper Sue showing his speed, able to get around Rosas. Has Lou back at X, gives it to him with just over a minute remaining. Whistle sounds. Jackson called for the infraction. Medford will get the restart with just under a minute remaining in the game and the 8-goal lead. Sue brings it out to Tremlett. Tremlett with the hat trick today. Several Mustangs on the verge of it as Cooper Sue has 2, Milo Lou has 2, Gabe Kennedy has 2, and Lucas Dias Goulden, he with the ball in his cross, has 2. Gets it back to Tremlett. Tremlett driving in, will feint that, he'll come back out. Gets it off to Sue. Now Tremlett back out to Sue out wide. Medford not really looking to start their offensive attack here with the big lead. Under 25 seconds remaining in the game as they get it out to Lou wide. It's Damian Jackson working that long cross. Flag is down. So the Highlanders will go down a man. Fired there by Dias Goulden. Great job by Zach Gordon as he got it into the cross. That will result in the penalty being assessed. That the flag was down for 4.3 seconds remaining. So not a very long man advantage. But Tim Jones is going to suffer the penalty box for the close of this game. As the Highlanders down a man, Tremlett looking for his 4th with 2 ticks left on the clock. Fires that one wide to the far side, and that will do it as Medford comes away with the 11-3 victory. That will drop the Highlanders to 500 in the GBL, 1-1. Medford will move to 1-0 in the GBL. Highlanders dropping to 1-3 overall on their season as they open out with a tough 4-game stretch to open. That will do it for us today. Seamus Foley, the big goal scorer for the Highlanders. 2 long shots into the back of the net behind Medford's goalie Josh Pinto, who was tremendous. Matt DeAngelis added the 3rd for the Highlanders. But Pinto was the story for the Mustangs, along with Nathan Tremlett, who got the hat trick and 2 assists. That'll do it for us. Thank you so much for watching at home. We really do appreciate it. Thank you very much, Bill Trudell on camera, Joe Constantine on direction. I am Todd Harmon, and you have been watching Somerville Highlander Boys Lacrosse on Somerville NTV.